channel. My name is Sunny and I hope you are well. So today we are going to talk about something really important in Angular, RxJS. Now let me just clarify one thing upfront. RxJS is a vast and powerful concept and it deserves a dedicated series of its own. So I will be creating a separate RxJS series soon where we will deeply learn about each concept with practical examples. However, since we have already used RxJS in some of our previous videos and we will be using it more in upcoming ones, so I thought it will be really helpful to give you a theoretical explanation and an overview of what RxJS is and why it's important in Angular. So this video will be purely theoretical, no coding this time, but don't worry, I will be explaining everything in a simple and easy to understand way. So please be stick around and let's get started. So first of all, why do we even use RxJS in Angular? RxJS or a reactive extension for JavaScript is an amazing library that brings reactive programming to your Angular apps. So it helps us to handle asynchronous operation, manage data streams, and even respond to user interactions more efficiently. As we know, Angular uses HTTP client, forms, and event handling. All these are inbuilt at top of RxJS. So knowing RxJS is essential if you really want to master Angular. Now let's talk about some core concepts of RxJS. So observable. At the core of RxJS, we have observables. So think of an observable as a data stream that can emit multiple values over time. So it's like a producer that pushes data and subscribers consume that data. So imagine you have a stream of data coming from an API. An observable will emit each data item as it arrives, so you can then subscribe to it and react whenever new data is emitted. So this is a one of example where this is how we can use the observable in our programming. So now let's talk about observer. So you can see in the screen how we have used observer. So we cannot talk about observables without talking about observers. Observer is basically an object that knows how to handle the values, error, or completions sent by an observable. An observable typically has three methods: next to receive a value, error to handle errors, complete to indicate that no more values will be emitted. Now let's talk about operators. Operators are the real power behind RxJS. Though, so they let you transform, filter, and combine data streams. Uh, we can use them within a pipe method, and they do not mutate the original observable. Some of the most commonly used operators include like map. It is used to transform each emitted value. Then filter to allow only values that satisfy a condition. Merge map to flatten multiple observables into one. Switch map, it is used to switch to a new observable and cancel the previous one. And catch error, it is used to handle errors gracefully. So operators makes RxJS powerful and flexible, allowing us to perform complex data manipulations with just a few lines of code. Now there is one another subject. Now let's talk about subject. So this is the most important concept in RxJS. So subjects are both observables and observers. So we can say they can multicast. So which means multiple subscribers can listen to the same data stream. So we have different type of subjects. First is subject, the basic multicast observable. Behavior subject, it holds the latest value and emits it immediately to the new subscriber. So we have some few more. We have a replay subject. So it replaces the last few emitted values to the new subscribers. And one is async subject. It will emit the last value when the observable get complete. So this example we already had done in one of our previous video. And now let's talk about unsubscribing from observable as well. So one of the most important thing to keep in mind is, I think, unsubscribing. If we don't unsubscribe from observable, we could face memory leaks, especially with long-lived subscriptions. So I think we have a few ways to manage this. One is to use async pipe to handle automatic unsubscription. Second one is to use the take until operator to complete the subscription when the condition is met, and manually unsubscribe by using the ng on destroy lifecycle hook. So guys, if you remember, recently I had created a video for understanding of life cycle hooks. So that time we used this ng on destroy life cycle hook to so I would say like uh, why we should use RxJS in Angular is like for handling HTTP request. Let's say we want to handle some uh, API calls. So we have to use Angular's HTTP client, which will return observable, and making it will make easy for to handle the APIs. And even we can chain multiple requests together by using the operator like switch map or concat map. And I think form handling, while dealing with the reactive forms, uh, this RxJS is very helpful. And for event handling, and I think in future like we will be learn about web sockets and real time data. So that time, these RxJS are very helpful. So at last, I would talk about some best practice. So we have to use the right operator every time. uh, we must know when to use merge map, switch map, concat map, or xhost map based on our use case. So in future we will learn more about them. And we have to do the proper unsubscription, always unsubscribe from observables to prevent memory leak. And I think if you are giving any interview in future and this question is generally asked about the memory leaks, so we can understand from here that unsubscribing, uh, if we have to properly unsubscribe from observable to prevent memory leaks. So this is a simple answer and we can explain in the interviews. And we have to avoid nested subscriptions. Instead of subscribing within another subscription use high order mapping operators. So now what are high order mapping operators? We will understand it as well in the future. So error handling, and always catch and handle errors to make our application robust. So I believe you must have used try catch if you have worked previously in the technologies like .NET, PHP, Java, whatever. So uh, so I hope now you have a clear understanding about the RxJS observables, and this is just a wrap on the theoretical explanation of RxJS. So guys, if you enjoyed my video and found it helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Angular updates. So feel free to drop your question and feedback in the comment below. Thanks for watching, and I will get back in my next video. Thank you.